everybody, I'm Dr. Joseph Cipriano, and today we have our patient here now. As with all the paperwork and everything that he's filled out, we have literally, I think you've listed off everything. Literally from the upper neck, going all the way down to the low back with some sciatica issues. So even like with the neck and shoulders, 8 out of 10 in the neck, 7 out of 10 in the shoulders. And you're telling me that you dove about 30 feet off a cliff.
Yep.
And
hit bottom.
Head first. Head first, hit bottom. Now he has been seeing other chiropractors. Was getting some relief. Just wants to get a little bit more thorough of an adjustment. Now also, so the rest of the back, everything is just sore. You don't feel like yourself anymore. And then, as you told me, you have scoliosis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have scoliosis, we have neck pain. You were getting a little bit of GERD, some issues with like indigestion and things like that. Okay, and going down into that low back, so you're having some low back sciatic pain into the left side, correct? Yep. Okay. So what we're going to do today, I want to put him through some ranges of motion. We're going to do some orthopedic tests. Now granted, what I'm going to be doing may elicit some pain. I'm not trying to torture you by all means. I'm just trying to get a positive and just kind of see what's going on. So we're going to start with the orthopedic test. What I'm going to do is sit up nice and straight for me. I'm going to push straight down on the top of your head. Any pain with that? Mm-hmm. Good. We're going to turn your head to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you feel pain at?
Right there.
Right there? Does it stay there? Does it travel into any arms, fingers?
The harder you press, the farther down it goes.
Gotcha. Okay, so the harder that I pressed, when his head is flexed to the left there, he's feeling pain going down into the arm. Now, do you ever get pain that's going down into the fingers, numbness, tingling, anything like that?
I did after my swan dive, but nothing since then. It kind of went away.
Okay. Now, we're going to do the right side here. Any pain with that side?
Not as much, but it's still actually on the left side that I feel pain.
Okay, so still everything is feeling into the left side.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna bring your head straight. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna distract and lift up. Does that increase or decrease any?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just stays the same? Okay, alrighty. What I'm gonna have you do, I want you to look all the way up at the ceiling. Any pain with that?
No.
Look all the way down at the floor. Any issues with that?
No.
Okay, if you were to rotate and look over either shoulder, any pain with doing that?
Tight.
Where at?
Same place.
Same place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Base of the neck, back.
Okay, and then look to the other side.
And a little bit there, but not as much
Okay.
as the left.
And then if you were to bring one ear to one shoulder, and then to the opposite shoulder.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much both sides. I
Okay.
get a lot of cracking. I can feel like
Crunching?
yeah.
Okay. So he's feeling, now is that like all the time just with like?
That's since this summer.
Okay. So he's getting crunching just with rotating his neck around. Some of those ranges of motion did hurt when we put you through them. Now, I want you to remember some of this because at the end, after the adjustment, I'm going to have you redo the range of motion again.
Okay.
And let me know if you notice a difference with that.
Okay.
So first I'm going to have you lay on your back. I want to check the low back out now. Good. So I'm going to raise this leg up. Let me know if you feel any pain in the low back or the hips. Any pain with that?
Just hamstring.
Just tightness?
Yeah.
Okay. Any pain when I do that, or is it just like tight hamstring?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to bend this knee. I'm going to cross it over here. Any pain in the low back or the hips when I do this?
A little bit in the hips.
A little bit in the hips? Okay.
Right side.
Right side. All right, so we're getting some hip issue, when performing orthopedic tests. So we're going to do the same thing on this left side. When I raise this up, any pain, tenderness, low back of the hips? No, good. Anything with that? Okay, let's bend that knee. Same thing here. Any pain in the low back of the hips with this?
The hip.
In the hip?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want you to flip over onto your stomach for me. Good. Alrighty. So I'm going to bend this knee. When I raise up like this, any pain in the low back of the hips?
Yeah.
Okay, where at?
Right in this area.
Right in that area? Okay. So he's feeling some low back pain, more over the sacrum when doing that. So when I bring this leg in like that, is there any pain with this? If I bring it out this way, is there any pain? Good. And we're going to do the same thing over here. When I raise that leg up, any pain when doing that? Okay. So no pain on that right side when doing it, but he was having pain on the left. All right, keep this knee bent. I'm going to bring this in. Any pain with that? Or when I come out? Any pain with that?
No.
No, okay, okay. So yeah, even like you said, we had a little bit more involvement on that left side. We're going through some orthopedic tests. What I want you to do, I want you to stand up for me. I just want to run through range of motion in the lumbar spine. So if you're to bend forward at the waist, is there any pain with doing that?
No.
Okay. Now I want you to lean back like this. Any pain with extension?
Yeah, a little bit.
Where at?
Right above the tailbone.
Okay, so right above that sacrum, right in through here is where he's feeling pain, across the back. Okay, if you were to come down to the right side, any pain with that?
No.
Now come to the left side for me. Any issues with that? Go a little bit further, but to that side compared to the other. Alright, I'm going to have you rotate now. Is there any pain with rotating? No? Good. Alright, so what I'm going to have you do, I want you to lay face down for me.
Okay.
So we did orthopedic tests, we did range of motion. Now what I'm going to do, we're going to palpate, we're going to see exactly what's going on, and we will look from there. Alright, so already looking at exactly what you said, that's scoliosis. So if you want to come in and get a good view, as you can tell, the rib cage on this right side is coming back right in through here. So we can tell you can feel the scoliosis in here. So this isn't anything new, or this is what you are familiar of this. But what's happening is the spine. Actually, let me pull this out for you. Okay. So when we palpate down the spine, there we go. We're getting scoliosis like this is what's happening. So, as you can tell, that right side of the rib cage is raising up, and we're getting rotation like this. So what's happening, that left side of the ribs is coming forward, the right side's coming back. So I know a lot of this can be affecting, even breathing as well. You can have issues with that. So, things that we're going to do, we're going to work on some structural adjustments. That Y strap adjustment today is going to be really good because that's going to just straighten everything up. So you'll notice that actually like right away after I do that adjustment. Okay. So now, let's go ahead and we're going to actually feel in the spine. You're going to feel the areas where there's any muscle tension. So as I start, any type of adjustment, I want to scan the body. Like I said, I'm looking from the right side to the left side. I'm really looking for that symmetry, which in his case, with that scoliosis, it is very unsymmetrical. So we got raised on the right, lowered on the left. Yeah, got some tightness in here, taut fibers on that left, even a little bit on the right too, but definitely notice it right through here as well, following that trap muscle. So these are things that we're going to take note of, and we're going to focus on when doing the adjustment. Okay. Yeah, so right through here, now we're in the lumbar spine, we're starting to straighten up. So a lot of that curve is really through that thoracic spine, so we're going to focus a lot right in through here. Okay. When I come down to the low back, the lumbar spine, and the sacrum, if I push in here, is there any pain?
No.
Okay. If I push in here, is there any pain?
No.
Good. Or if directly over the sacrum, any pain?
No.
Okay. So good. No pain with any of that. Let's go ahead. We're going to come down and look at the leg length here. So as you can tell, left leg's pulling short quite a bit here. So these are things that we're going to focus on. Now granted that we do have quite a big scoliosis, this is going to throw those leg lengths balance off. But in his case, so what he has a lot of a problem and issue on is those hips. And when there's a big scoliosis like that here, those hips are going to be very off balance, which is now why he's getting pressure and you get some tingling down that left side, correct?
Yeah.
So we want to focus on getting pressure off the sciatic nerve, you know, just so that irritation isn't bothering you anymore. Well, let's go ahead. We're going to start the adjustment. So I like to start all my adjustments up at the top of the table here. So I like to focus on that cervical thoracic junction here. Okay. Good. Got good movement there at that T1. Just drop down a little bit right in through here. Get that T2. There we go. Moving very well. So this is going to be, we're going to do a few different types of adjustments. So we're going to first do the P to A, which means posterior to anterior. We're going to do that prone thoracic adjustment. We're also going to do a standing adjustment on him as well. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. One more time. We're going to drop down, deep breath in and exhale out. There we go. We're going to go a little bit lower, deep breath in and exhale out. There we go. Okay, good. Yeah, so even right in through here, you know, we're noticing that difference. So let's go ahead. I want to focus a little bit on this first before I do that low back. I want you to stand up for me. I'll come around up front. So we're going to do that standing intercostal adjustment. I'll have you stand right here. Okay. Arms out by your side. Go back for me. All right, so I'm going to come up and over. Same thing over here. I want you to put your arms up and over mine. Like same thing, interlock them. Yep. So I'm going to lean you back onto me. I got you. And squeeze your elbows together for me. There we go. Perfect. Got that to move. Good, good. Okay. Lay face down for me again. Yeah, so I just, especially in your case, I want to hit these areas a couple different ways just to help, you know, with the adjustments here. We're also going to do some drops going through here, just so if we can get that rib cage back down, see as much as we can do there too. I want to do that actually at the end after I do the Y strap. So okay. First, what we're going to do, we're going to now drop down to the hips and that lumbar spine. So I'm going to stabilize on the sacrum here. I want you to raise this right leg up as high as you can for me. Any pain, tenderness, tightness with that?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit? Alright, relax that side. Raise this side for me. How does the left side compare to the right?
Not bad.
Okay. So what I want you to do, I want you to cross that right foot over the left foot for me. Good. Okay. So we're going to do a torquing adjustment. What's happening here is your sacrum is turning more towards that left side, which is allowing this leg to actually raise it up higher when you lift it up, and this right side is actually a little bit harder or painful to do. So what we're going to do, we're going to do the P to A drop, but we're going to give it a counterclockwise torque so we can straighten that sacrum out. Raise the table. Let's get the tension of the table a little bit stronger there. Good. More here. Good. I'm going to have you uncross. I want you to bend this knee for me. Good. Take two more of these. Last one. So now we're going to come back. I want to check the leg length down, even just after that. So now, this is one thing that I want you to see. Compared to the beginning, that's a huge difference. That left leg was pulling short a ton, where now it's almost completely balanced. I'm going to stabilize again. I want you to raise this side up as high as you can for me. How does that feel? You notice a difference?
Mm-hmm.
Good. And then raise the left one. Even that one got higher too. Okay, good. So yeah, even just with that, torquing that sacrum out, straightening it back up, he's already getting some relief just with that as well. Okay. So now before I do the Y strap on you today, I just want to relax the surrounding muscles just because, you know, with having that scoliosis, you've got some areas where it's, you know, the muscles are contracted too much, other side where it's not being, you know, it's being almost like shut off. So we're going to relax the entire area, and then from here, we're going to do that Y strap. Okay. So with you, we're going to do basically everything. We're going to start at the neck, and we're just going to make our way down with this. So with this is just a handheld, it's a portable massage device. It's Hypervolt by Hyperice. This thing is actually very powerful. Definitely helps loosen up the muscles. How's that feeling? Good. Good. How's that feeling in the low back?
It's good.
Okay. There we go. So now that we have everything all loosened up, I want to go ahead, I'm going to have you sit up. I'm going to have you sit at the back of the table. Feet going this way forward. So we're going to do Alright, let's see. Alright, I'm going to do an anterior thoracic adjustment before I do that Y strap. Just want to see if I can get a little bit of movement in the ribs as well. So I'm going to have you give yourself a big hug here. And with this one, what I'm going to have you do, I'm going to have you take a deep breath in. Then I'm going to start bringing you down on the table. As I bring you down, I want you to exhale all the way out from me, okay?
Okay.
So deep breath in and exhale out. You can relax your arms. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to do the Y strap. Now, is this the first time ever being done with this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So first time Y strap adjustment. Now this, what it is, the strap's going to wrap around the base of the occiput. I stand at the top of the table. Now I'm going to distract in that Y-axis direction. When I do so, it's going to pull all the way from that cervical spine. It's going to pull all the way down to that low back.
Sounds like it's going to feel good.
And it's going to feel great, actually. Okay. Yep, just stay relaxed. Oh. Relax there just for a moment. How'd that feel?
Great. I feel like I might stand up an inch taller.
Very well, you might be able to with that. Now, how far down did that go?
Probably mid-back.
Mid-back?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you guys can even tell, even in the front, if you want to just lay your arms by the side, if you notice, so even with that scoliosis, what's happening is that left side of his ribs is actually even coming up top. You notice it right here compared to right here. So what we're going to do some drops. What I'm going to have you do, I want you to slide up on the table. No, a little bit down. I want your shoulders perfect right there. Okay. So we're going to do some drops for the rib cage. Give your arms across there. Good. So what I'm doing, I'm trying to feel all borders of the ribs. I'm trying to feel exactly how much higher up it is on one side compared to the other. I want to just see how I need to move things. So I'm going to roll you a little bit towards me this way. Drop it like this. So what I'm doing, especially with that force, I'm trying to drive because his left ribs are raised up higher. We're trying to drive and we need to torque his spine over so we can bring these ribs down more. So we're going to actually do that a few more times. So we can start up higher. And I know these may not be the most comfortable, but definitely what you need. So as you can tell, that line of drive for me, I'm going through this angle, and what we're doing with my hand being under there, trying to rock that rib cage to go rock this one back. This is the whole point. So I'm gonna have you stand up, come a little bit forward. How things feeling?
Good.
Feeling good?
Oh, yeah.
All right, I want to run through, if you remember the first time in the beginning we had you do the ranges motion in the neck. I want you to run through that again. If you look all the way up at the ceiling for me. All the way down at your feet. Any pain with that? Okay, I want you to rotate over either shoulder. Any issues with that?
Still tense in the left side.
Still tense on the left? Okay, and then I want you to bend from either side. Still on that left side? Okay. So what I want to check, I'm going to have you lay face down for me. So we're still getting some tension, more on this left side. So let's go ahead and we're going to do a little bit of adjusting to get a little bit more tension off those nerves there. When I look at the feet length, definitely looking good. I'm going to have you turn your head to the right for me. And turn your head to the left for me. Okay, and back to center. Alright, so one thing that I'm noticing, when I have him turn his head to either side, when he turns his head to the right, the leg pulls short. When he turns his head to the left, the other leg pulls short. What that's telling me is it's going to be more of an occiput listing here. So we're going to do an occiput adjustment with the table here. See that go up. Okay. Good. Perfect. How'd that feel?
Very good.
Good. So what that did, it's an occiput lift maneuver. As you can tell, that line of drive, I'm really getting up and under, and it's following through and going up. So that's just going to open up that occiput in the back there. I'm going to have you sit up for me. Perfect. Take a seat. Alright, so I want you to turn your feet that way again one more time. So yeah, in your case with having that scoliosis as it is, I'm going to do the Y strap twice on you today, okay? So now that things are even more aligned, have you lay back again, just how you were, knees bent off. I want to get that Y strap done one more time today. How'd that feel? Good. Definitely feel that relief, right? Perfect, perfect. Alright, I'll have you come on up. There we go. Yeah, that's going to get a ton of relief. So now after even doing that adjustment, take a little bit more pressure off the nerves, and then that second time doing the Y strap, just really bringing a lot of decompression in that area. I know for you, especially with, so your incident, like with diving in and coming down, that can cause a lot of pressure being put down. So in your case, you just need a little bit extra TLC to really pull that apart. But, even after you said that was in the summertime? So even after, an accident like that, I know you're telling me you went to other chiros, got a little relief, but, getting that manual decompression, because considering what you did to yourself with diving in and going into the ground, that's just compressing everything together. So that Y strap is really decompressing that neck and going down. So perfect. How you feeling?
Great.
When you originally came in, we had everything from the neck, as you can tell, X'd off all the way down from the neck, going all the way down into the low back, lumbar spine. So what may start happening is we're maybe decreasing pain in some areas, but then you're still having it in others. So now then we may have to focus a little bit more on another area.
Okay.
But at least today, we got a ton of relief, a ton of pressure taken off those nerves. So now I just want to see in a day or two, let me know how things are responding with your body, how the adjustment held, how it's holding, just how your body feels overall.
All right.
And then next adjustment, we'll be able to kind of rearrange and monitor and go from there.
Sounds good.
Perfect. So how would you describe like this adjustment compared to others that you've had?
A lot more cracking. I can already feel, I feel a lot more relaxed, I guess.
Good.
Yeah, it's.
How would you describe the Y strap done to somebody that's never had it done?
It's definitely, I don't know, maybe feeling like you're getting ready to be shot put, or
Feel like you grew a little bit too?
Yeah, for certain. So.
Yeah, no, I love kind of seeing people's reactions on after getting that manual decompression done. It's almost like a light bulb turns on, you're like, oh my gosh, just like the pressure just is released. And even in your case, like when I have it done, I feel taller, I feel just in general looser, a little bit more relaxed, like you said. So perfect. I'm Dr. Joseph Cipriano. We're out here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. If anyone is looking to schedule an adjustment, go right on my website at drjosephcipriano.com. Send me an email. We'll get you booked in. Have a good one, guys.